Hey everyone, this is Techno Andrew. In this video we're going to be taking a look at my LEGO Robot Wars entry, Sunny Side Up, which is a pneumatic flipper. So firstly I'll talk about the electrics. On the robots you have one of the lithium polymer rechargeable batteries, and that's connected to two infrared receivers on the top. The one on this side is for the drive motors. On the underside of the robots we have two of the medium motors, one for each side. And on the controller here I have two transmitters connected together. The top one is for the drive, so I operate it using a simple tank style steering like that. And then for the flipper weapon, the transmitter on the back has a lever set up a bit like a trigger, and that operates a little medium motor inside the robots just next to the battery. And that medium motor moves a lever backwards and forwards like that. And that lever moves the pneumatic valves which control the flipper. On the back of the robot I have the compressor which charges the pneumatic system with air, and that has a extra large motor there driving two of the large hand pumps using a crankshaft and some gearing. LEGO also produces these smaller compressor pumps which are specifically designed for use in compressors actually. The reason I didn't use these ones is because they are so small that I didn't think they'd be able to recharge the system quick enough during a battle, even if I had it going crazy fast or had lots and lots of them. The flipper itself has 4 rams, but they're the old style single acting pistons rather than the more modern double acting ones. Because they're only single acting, they don't have the extra rubber seal at the top, and therefore there's a lot less friction in the pistons, and therefore the flipper can go a lot quicker and therefore be much more powerful. And the downside of that is the flipper can't be powered downwards to retract by the pistons themselves, so I have some rubber bands in there also just to pull the arm back down again. And there's 2 of the white air tanks there to store the pressure, and finally I have a little valve just here. If I want to drain all of the air out of the system I can. The pump has its own switch here because I just leave it on the whole time during a battle. So you can see the pump operating there, and you'll hear the motor gradually get slower and slower as the pressure builds up and puts a resistance against the motor. And eventually the motor stalls out. The good thing about that is I don't have to worry about the pneumatic system basically over-pressurizing and any of the air hoses popping off. The motor doesn't actually get damaged when it's stalled out because of the electronics in the power function system. The disadvantage of the motor stalling though is if it's stalled for too long, then the battery electronics will cut out automatically, and if that happens then the whole robot dies. So now the pressure's been raised, I can operate the weapon using the trigger on the back there and retract it like that. And if I keep operating the flipper, it will gradually get less and less powerful as the air runs out. So I have to leave the compressor running. And as well as flipping other robots, the flipper can also, of course, be used to self-right the robot if it gets turned over.